All right, guys. So over the last weekend, I went to a Go tournament. Highly recommended for all Go players, of course, going to Go tournaments. Um, the specific one that I went to was the Massachusetts Go State Championship tournament, or the Mass Go State Championships of 123, 20, 27, 28. So if you are in Europe, the European EGF is a European, I'm sure the Europe has their version of the AGA. If you do live in the US or NA or North America, the usgo.org is the American Go Association's website. And by the way, this is our Twitch layouts and everything. Um, okay. The US Go website has a very good feature. Um, so it's got a lot of stuff. Um, they changed it this year to be a little more cartoony than before. I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Anyway, you can look at your AGA ratings, blah blah blah. The American Go Congress, very very nice. This year it's gonna be in the Portland, Oregon, 40th. Anyways, what I wanted to show you guys is this is a resource to look for events, and the AGA website has mostly relatively large events, not, in other words, not small events. So, okay, click on January. See, like this is an event. January 7th, North American Income with Jiang Rujiu and Ray Nai Wei. Both of them are 9Ps. Um, okay, this is our event that we went to. We Mass Go State Championships. There's the Phoenix, and maybe it's in the city of Phoenix, Arizona. See, there's more tournaments going on. Uh, this is January, February tournaments. We are also going to this one, second New York State Championships. Not going to this one. It's happening at the same time. There's another Go tournament, South Central, St. Louis Rapid. So that's a very good way for you guys to look for events near you. And I live in Pennsylvania, in the Philadelphia area. So the Mass Go Championships that we saw before in January, that's the one that we went to. This one. And so you click on it, there's information about it. This is the one first place prize, um, very high. Sign up form, register now. See the registered list. Here is us. Lambert didn't end up making it there. Chelsea did. Alexander, she did. Alan did. Edward did. This guy did. This is a funny guy. Anyway, so that's some information. That's a very good resource to find Go events near you. And my Twitch chat has very nicely informed me that this link, eurogofed.org calendar, was the European Go Federation website. And then you go to calendar. This is where you can find European Go tournament events. And as you guys can see, there's a bunch. I'm sure we can sort. And this is January. This seems like European tournaments is like about twice as many as US tournaments, which would make sense. And there's all these um, web links. So two of the very good resources for Go players. So we went to this one, and so all Go tournaments are gonna happen kind of far away from home. It just depends on how far away it actually is. So we live around here, and in the well, let's just say around here. This is Philadelphia. This is New York, and the Mass Go tournament is right here, Boston Latin School. That's right here, somewhere near Boston, BLS. So this is kind of what I would do, what I do, and when I see some tournaments coming up, I check it out. Where is it? It is here. It is here. I zoom out. I'm like, where is it? Oh, it's right near Boston's downtown area. This is MIT. This part is MIT. This part is Harvard. This is the Charles River, somewhere. Yeah, so this is in a very, um, you know, nice and bustling area, very close to downtown Boston, and so it's right here. And so and then I plan the trip. I'm like, how far away are we? We're pretty far away. This is a 6 hour drive. Holy crap! It's midday, so it's a little longer than usual. But my parents, they live around here in Edison, New Jersey. So before driving up to Boston, first I stayed uh, at my parents' place. So this is a much more manageable drive of 5 hours. However, I left, and so then you decide, do you want to arrive there before the day prior to or the day of? And generally, if you drive the day of, which is Saturday, it's gonna be you're gonna be driving a long time. However, since you guys see there's a lot of traffic. We have to go through New York, so um, uh, I ended up I ended up driving the day of, which so I looked at it like this. So typically 3 hours 40 minutes to 4 hours 40 minutes. So typically 4 hours in the morning time. So this is without traffic. So this made it a lot more manageable. A couple of things made it a lot more manageable. Getting closer to the tournament location and then driving very early in the morning, so there's no traffic. So basically, only took 3.5 hours to get there. Tournament started at uh, it says 8:30 to 6:30, but if you read it carefully, and this almost always is the case, round one begins at 9:30. So I had until 9:30. We left at 5:15 or so. 5:15, got there, drove for 3.5 hours because if there's no traffic, you can drive a little bit faster. So only took 3.5 hours to get to Boston. In other words, very, very manageable. I got there at like 8:50, and then first round started 40 minutes later at 9:30. So there was plenty of time. Woke up, a little before 5, left a little after 5 a.m., and so it was a very um, seamless experience. Um, okay, however, this driving to Boston is basically the limits um, of how far we can travel without flying, right? So anything further than this tournament, we probably would have had to fly, and then therefore probably would not have been uh, worthwhile for us to go. So this is right on the limits, and making it a 3.5 hour drive made it so much easier and better. Okay. Are there no trains in this? Yes, there are trains. However, the trains take a bit longer. So the train from like right about here, the same route would take about 4 hours as well. There's stops in the middle. And the problem for us is that the trains would be too slow for the day off for Saturday morning. So we would have had to get to Boston the day before, the day prior. Another good idea is to take the train to New York
Someone
City,
invites you to play.
take the train to New York City, and then taking the bus to Boston, which is generally about 4 hours to 4.5 hours from New York. In the morning, it would be faster, but we there was no train or bus that would arrive in time for our tournament. We would have had to arrive the day before, which would mean 2 days of hotel stay instead of one. Anyway, this tournament, I took nowadays when I go to these Go tournaments, I take somewhat of a picnic kind of a style. Picnic in the most literal sense, picnic as in taking some food in the car and then eating the food on location where the Go tournament is. So um, nowadays I like to bring my own food after my cooking styles have improved somewhat. Okay, so that was my trip to Boston, playing in the Mass Go State Championships. Um, Very fun. It's like any other weekend trip, except you get to play Go, which is even more fun, right? Yeah, yeah. So and I get to eat a lot of my good homemade food. Okay, so literally the picnic style Go tournament trip. Um, Very highly recommended. Have fun, and if you guys do plan something like this, hope this is some kind of model. Okay, and in terms of how we, oh yeah, yeah, and we stayed right here. We stayed right here in Newtown, here, right on the lake, right here, Charles River Lake, Boston Marriott, right on the edge of the waterfront. As you can see, you guys can picture how beautiful the scenery is, even though it is January weather. Um, Everything was kind of bleak, but it was still quite nice. Anyways, we stayed here. We also got a very good deal out of it. It was out of season, so it was only like $110, a four-star hotel, so very nice. Okay, that's where we stayed. Bring a lot of food, meet a lot of fellow Go players. So that's kind of this Go trip. Um, yeah, yeah. So the next Go trip is gonna happen in New York City with the New York Institute of Go, and that again, how to find these kinds of Go tournaments. Go to your If you live in Europe, go to the European site. If you live in America, go to the American one. They also send out a lot of emails. Look for a tournament near you, near me. So this is the next tournament that we may go to. Um, this is the New York. This is right here. Um, let's see some information about it. Okay, anyway, we got an address, so that's good. By the way, this is the same location as the New York. This is exactly the location of the New York Institute of Go Manhattan location. And so, what we're gonna do on February 24th is go here. And again, we have two ways to do this. One is to go from Edison, my parents' place, to New York, and this one we could take the train there. The train takes about an hour, maybe 40 minutes to get from Edison to New York, and then a subway from New York to New York. Subways usually take about 20 minutes. If it's longer, 30 minutes. The other idea is to drive from here um, and and drive up to New York, which would be right about here. Let's see how long the drive is. 2 hours and 20 minutes. In the morning, it's probably gonna be shorter. Let's say we depart at on a Saturday at anyway. So hope you guys are also planning your trips out like this as well. Typically, an hour 40 minutes to 2 hours. But I hear that parking is very notoriously difficult in New York, so um, we might maybe drive to a train station and then hop on the train and get in there. Okay, so that's the next go trip, which is going to be much more feasible. It's so much closer to home. And there's one more, the Maryland Open in Memorial Day or around May, end of May. That one is around here in Catonsville, Maryland. I hope this is Maryland. Okay, it's right there. And that for that we definitely would travel from our spot in Chesterbrook in Pennsylvania. That, in my experience, takes about 2 hours. So that's another very close tournament that we can are looking forward to going to later. Okay, guys, some Go trips. This is a typical Go tournament weekend. I do feel that we are very blessed to have a lot of Go tournaments happening near our area. And it is nice that we live in a relatively densely populated area in America. Um, because I just I can imagine if we're somewhere around the middle of the country, a tournament would be um, take a much longer drive. Let's just say, just look how short this 2-hour drive is on the map. It's practically nowhere. It's practically right next to one another. Okay, so yeah, this is a very typical Go tournament. Enjoy going to these very much. And next, uh, in the next videos, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, next we're gonna take a look at how we did over the tournament with game reviews. Make sure we check out that one. All right, see you guys in a little bit.